fantastic. Well, here goes. I shall pray for you. I shall pray for you. I shall pray for you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Whatever you are watching from, there's always time to experience tranquility. Yes, I'm talking to you all Sonata players. I love you all. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live broadcast of the Overwatch Cavalry Club Scripts here. I hope you all still stay safe and healthy. Times are looking good, but you know what? We're going to be having a great time here at the OCC for tonight. My name is Cybercat with your play-by-play. Here joined by the lovely caster, Megalast. How are you doing, my friend?
Hello, I'm doing just fine. Ready for some interesting play between these two teams, and I think we have a real doozy of a match here.
Absolutely. I mean, and to give you a glimpse of that, I mean, both these teams, to my knowledge, both these teams are actually undefeated. Phoenix Rising versus Void. I mean, one team's gonna has a bit more play time under the hands, but both these teams have yet to have a loss. They've actually done pretty well.
Absolutely, and especially with all of the changes that have happened in the world of Overwatch, obviously Echo being one of the most powerful heroes added into existence, and just kind of adapting around that moving forward, what strategies are, because we've seen a lot of different things come up. We've seen Dive come back in a weird way. We've seen Double Barriers still persist. So it's really nice to see these teams kind of change up what they're doing and play to their strengths.
Absolutely. I mean, the comps are still up in the air. Anything can come around. It's all a matter of what team's going to be more stronger with what comp they with the run here. And we're going to get to our roster, our starting lineup here. But just in just a moment, before I do, I just want to remind all of you lovely players out there, if you guys liked watching the OCCs going on, or you love the content we have here, make sure you click that follow button and that notification button turn on, not off, on. Keep yourself notified when we go live. Don't want to miss a single second of all of action here on OCC. And then also, you see those little emotes going on in the chat. I know those goes on every time in game. You like to get yourself some of those for a subscription of $4.99. You can not only get yourself that, but you're also going to be supporting the stream here for OCC. And then Megalast, we got a Discord. You want to tell our audience about that?
Absolutely, the OCC Discord, where you can become a part of our lovely, lovely community here. You can chat with the teams in general. You can kind of just chill out, have good times. Or hey, even if you're interested in what you see me and Cyber doing on stream, as well as the behind the scenes work that Trippy is doing for us tonight, that's another way you can get involved. So it's all, of course, in the Discord, which should be linked probably somewhere in the boxes below. And
Absolutely. All are welcome, and no matter what you guys got happening on your minds, there's always something here for the OCC. But with that being said, let's get down to our starting lineups here. We got Phoenix Rising versus Void. Who do we got?
Well, starting over on Phoenix Rising, we have Kobayashi and Kishi taking up the tank roles, which is always going to be fun. We have Sniv and Zella, two well-known names at this point, I'm pretty sure, rocking DPS, and then Charvi and Chi-Chi bringing up the support line.
This is a lineup I have seen for quite a while. These guys have actually been coordinated. I like to see them keep the ball going here. Well, let's see what the starting six they're going to be going against with Void.
Yep, and definitely on the side of Void, some other well-known names. If you've been around the community, of course, we have Showdown Shane, one of our casters here, actually, on the tank role, along with Dire Raven. Shadow and Monkeyfly going to be picking up DPS for the evening. And then Mira Lee and Helix to Cat on support. And I'm here to tell you, Mira Lee on support is a dangerous, dangerous threat that I've seen with my own eyes.
Absolutely. I mean, I've heard about that. You know what? I want to see this happen in tonight. Even though Voice has been 2-0, I've yet to see them play. This was the first time I will see them tonight play, so I want to see if that rumor is actually true. And I think we'll be starting here fairly shortly, you guys. That is your starting six lineup for both teams here. We will be starting on the first map. First map is going to be the first control map of Ilios. This is the map that anything could go around here. But here's the main thing I actually want to discuss is that we are not going with any hero bans like what's going on here. There's supposed to be a hero ban. I don't usually you see that in the Overwatch League, but you know what? Yeah, but that smashes above and all that kind of stuff. But here we're not doing any hero bans, so usually people would think like the hero bans could affect the games here, but that is not going to be the case. Could we see maybe like the Echo coming like you were saying earlier, or could we see something like what comps can we see each team play that plays to their strengths?
I mean, definitely, because it's all about the strengths, I feel like, at this ELO, where you're not really trying to counter-comp the other team too much. You're just trying to play to what you know best. And obviously, the maps also depend very, very much. For example, here on Ilios, we're actually starting out on Ruins, which is a phenomenal Widowmaker map, as we all know and are assured of. But, you know, possibly there's not a skilled Widowmaker. They don't believe in it, so they could run something. I'd be interested in seeing like maybe some Torb without hero bans. I think he's personally one of the best heroes. He can counter dive extremely heavily. He can counter pretty much any shields because he can just break them down with his turret or his gun itself. So it'll be interesting to see what we roll out with here.
Absolutely. I mean, Torb, a lot of people do question the Torb. You know, Torb is good, Torb is bad in most cases, despite his nerfs and buffs he had over the last couple of years. But that doesn't stop him from actually being a very decent hero. I mean, you'd be surprised what heroes these days, you'd be thinking, like, does it really work? And all you gotta do is put faith in that player, and that's it. And we'll see if that's gonna be the case. But so far right now, we do see the dive competition coming in for Phoenix Rising. Phoenix Rising. But they're also going to be running the Echo with Tracer, and just a simple more Mercy. But on the other side, we're going to see that May Widowmaker, and then a standard tank competition with the Ryan Diva, and then Lucio out of here. We'll see which one's going to go around here. I love to see some headshots coming in from Shadow, and looks like the engagement here just began. They're just basically starting middle. Nothing simple here, and Shadow gets the first pick here, talking about him earlier. Actually, there's the res on Chi-Chi here saying, you know what, you may get the headshot, but I'm gonna get that res here. But looks like Void is gonna take the advantage here, even though the pick does come down, but the res came in. Nothing very simple here, but Shadow gets the pick on Cell here on that Tracer. Usually not a pick you see often from the Rhino, but does get it. And it looks like the Void might have the advantage here, and I think could actually try to get in point, but actually gets picked off here. Void does get first percentage of the map, but the map looks like the fight engagement is still going. Shadow gets Sniv again, but he's going to be distracted by Kishi here on the Diva here. And at this point, looks like Phoenix Rising is going to reset.
Definitely, and it just looks like there's going to be a stagger onto Kishi, which is always going to be brutal on the Divas. As we're seeing, just the freeze come through, really just doing this best you know how. And I mean, Void played that pretty well. They knew to give their Widowmaker the time and space in order to find those picks, and no better hero to do it than a Rhine combined with a Mei. A lot of people think that what Void's running is pretty much going to become our meta without hero pools, just a pre-subbed in instead of the Widow. But you're running Widow here, for the sightlines, and you're really taking advantage of it as we're getting a brawl in this tiny little room.
Yeah, absolutely. The brawl is happening right here. The Widow versus Widowmaker matchup is underway. We'll see which one's going to win out of that. Both hitting the backside, but right now, that Widowmaker battle is not going to happen. Monkey Fly Federation does take on Chi-Chi and Kobashi, and Cell wins that Widow versus Widow battle, but I don't know how much that's going to actually do for the team. So far, what is it? Void is up to 2 heroes here, but they're still going to be coming around. Dire Raven does take out Snib from the ultimate from Snib, and gets taken out by Helix the Cat here. And Void is still having control of the map, and nothing going here from Phoenix Rising just yet. They need to reset. We do see a bomb come from Dire Raven. Will he get anything? Actually gets 2 off of that. Very beautiful bomb. The engagement is still going to be going on, but I think Phoenix Rising was trying to get a point here, but not going to happen. Void still holding very strong with 80% and counting.
Yes, indeed. I mean, that bomb was thrown up perfectly into the air. Caught the Mercy mid-Valkyrie as well as the Echo. Both of them just aerial targets, nowhere to hide. Now we're approaching the 99% mark and possibly just a clean round for the side of Void. Sniv late going over to the Mei, and the Widow duels is going to be huge here. Zella has the sights up so early.
Uh-oh, we do see a bomb coming in from Kishi, but the Cell wins this Widow battle here. This may be Phoenix Rising chance right here. They did take down the Widow. Maybe see the Cell can get more picks here. We do see the Blizzard coming in from Snip and not Snip, I apologize, from Monkey Fly here. But that's not going to do anything. Actually, no, it does actually provide a lot for Void here, as they do actually take down more than half the team. And Void holding very strong to this defense. And it looks like right now it will take this first round. First round, I would say.
First round very convincingly as well. I think the composition was just right for the side of Void. They used the advantage of their sightlines as well as just creating the space. I think Mei allows you to do that so well, especially with an aggressive Reinhardt to back the Mei up. Allows pretty much, unless you're going to run something like potentially a Pharah, the Mei gets to run free, but you can't even run Pharah because the Widowmaker has the sightlines. It's ridiculously a phenomenal comp.
Absolutely. I mean, to see the right. If you're a Reinhardt player and you see someone supporting you right there, like you said, that Mei coming in from was it Monkey Fly? Yeah, from Monkey Fly. That's really everything every Reinhardt player loves to see. So right there, the support coming in from the Reinhardt is really helping. The dive composition coming in from Phoenix Rising wasn't going in just yet, but we'll see if they're going to keep going. But it looks like they're going to go. Kishi's going to stay in that Diva. Kobayashi is going to go on the Orisa here. Really, you want to see Orisa hog in this situation, but looks like that's not going to be the case. And we do see the Pharah coming in from for Void with on Monkey Fly. The Pharah with actually the pharmacy will be running. Looks like the engagement will be starting within kind of like the right side for Void here, but the engagement will be set middle for Phoenix Rising. They nothing moves just yet. Looks like they want to try to take point, but they want to wait for that one pick here. But looks like Void's going to give Phoenix Rising the pick here. And actually, that's going to be... I don't know if that will be a thing. Chi-Chi does get rid of Shadow, but Monkey Fly does get rid of Kishi. Not only D-Mac, but gets rid of... So they're, both teams are down 1-1. But Cell going in on that Reaper hits on Shane here. But Monkey Fly follows up with another pick with Karif. But, I mean, back and forth battles between both teams. Snip does get the pick off of Helix attack, and Cell takes off the Mercy, get rid of that pharmacy competition, and looks like Void is good at the pullback. Wait for another day.
They're going to have to, and I think Zell on the Reaper was definitely the call because it allows you to punish the over-aggression coming in from that Reinhardt. Shane just was playing the game far too free before. Dire Raven now just trying to quickly earn up mech so they can get another 6v6 fight here. But the Reaper's getting a little bit too much value here, and I think that's going to come down to Monkey Fly, essentially. As long as the Kishi doesn't get into their face, they should be able to pressure down a Reaper, force him out, or maybe even Shadow just clicking a few heads, keeping the Reaper at range. That's what you're going to want to do.
To look at it, Reaper's getting value too, and also the Pharah's going to get value. So both of those DPS heroes are actually getting the value here. It's just a matter of which one's going to try to get some defensible on the other side. But we do see Kishi trying to stop that pharmacy here. Dire Raven does pick off Cell. So it looks like he was trying to get too greedy on the backline, and looks like he got picked off here. Looks like and Void's going to be taking a pressure here. Shadow does pick up 3. Looks like here comes looks like the team picks are coming in for Void. Shadow does take down 2 after Monkey Fly gets rid of Kishi, and Void will get their percentage here on this map.
Yes, indeed. It will finally flip over, and they have a lot of ultimates, pretty much only dedicating the Nano into that fight for Void. But at the same time, nothing dedicated for the side of Phoenix Rising either. So this is where it's going to get very interesting. A heavy ult fight. Who's going to be able to get more value? I mean, it might even come down to potentially trying to eat a Blizzard if you're Dire Raven.
We'll see if that's going to be the case here. Monkey Fly does get the pick off of Kobayashi with that barrage. Kish, was it? Guy Raven tried to get a pick off of that. Bomb didn't get one. But we heard Sniv try to get that ultimate, but doesn't get blocked. But Monkey Fly getting picks here. He's going nuts flying around. I mean, right now, with Phoenix Rising with no bear counter so far, that Monkey Fly is just going monkey crazy.
Definitely, and I mean, it starts to show, but to the credit of Phoenix, you got a lot out of that fight. Ult War extended. All they have now is a Shatter and a Deadeye versus your full ultimates on the other side. This Blossom can definitely be huge, I think, if you demech the Diva, but at the same time, Monkey in the Sky is just going to be something the Reaper cannot compete with.
Absolutely. The only thing that's going to compete would be Kishi on that Diva, but that you don't want to go off that. But it looks like we see the Dead Blossom coming from Cell. Gets rid of the Helix attack and actually DMX Sky Raven, but Monkey Fly boosts him off the map, says bye bye. You don't need to DMX anyone else here. It looks like Phoenix Rising gets some of the picks here. The rest coming in for Helix attack. Monkey Fly still flying around, still going nuts. He's still going here. He gets actually boops off Kobayashi's and still gets Kareem. He's going nuts here, and so far with 82% and counting, Phoenix Rising needs to find a way to get this Pharah.
Absolutely, and I mean, going into final fight here, the barrage is up once again. The Deadeye never being used, but at the same time, it's always being threatened. Possibly a supercharger from Kobayashi can give them enough damage to finally kill a target here, but it's going to be a 99 fight.
Oh my goodness, Monkey Fly, what are you doing? Gets right behind the line and actually takes out almost more than half the team here. And with that barrage, Void will take first match of the night.
Definitely. I mean, the first round wasn't even close. There was a bit of a back and forth once we made it to well, but unfortunately, just the Pharah was never countered. Probably they just didn't want to switch, give up the ult economy, as we're just a lethal barrage, any of them.
Absolutely. I don't blame the fact that they want to keep the ult economy in their favor. That's what every team wants to do. Unfortunately, that probably cost them just a little bit. I mean, the Monkey Fly just flying around, getting the picks here. I mean, the more value Monkey Fly is getting out of himself, the better picks he's going to get here. And so that seems like the case here. But you know what? We still got 3 rounds to go. Phoenix Rising still has a chance to pull this back. We will see if they can do such a thing. But I mean, right now, I'm sorry, Monkey Fly just going monkey crazy. I will kid you not. Usually I've seen good affairs often here, but that was good.
Yes, indeed, as we're just getting swaps. Void is going to get that 1-0, and which is always something you want to start. Like, regardless of how a series is going, you're going to want to definitely give yourself those chances in order to succeed early. As I'm just quickly getting swaps up, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, our next map is actually going to be Eichenwald.
That is correct. We're going to be on the hybrid map of Eichenwald here. I have yet to see that been played. No, here in the OCC, I think that's actually one of the few maps I've yet to see here. I will actually fill in quickly. We do have some swaps coming in for Phoenix Rising. We got Starlord going to be swapping in for Kishi and Paprika. The lovely Ana player, of course. This time, I know for sure she's a female. She's not a male. I can confirm that myself here. We'll be filling in for Kishi. So we'll see if those swaps is going to benefit Phoenix Rising here. But I want to see actually what actually the most important thing I want to see right now is, I mean, for Eichenwald, the comps. I mean, there's so many compositions you can run here. There's so many cheesy comps you can do it.
There definitely are cheesy compositions, and I feel like Starlord coming in on the tank role is pretty much to play the Reinhardt. As we saw, Phoenix Rising didn't really play any Reinhardt whatsoever, just because they opted for the Winston dive on the first round, and then coming into the second round, they opted for the Orisa, and just, well, the tank was there, they weren't exactly getting the same amount of value. They weren't able to create as much space for their DPS to work. And at the same time, it was still a hard place to do. The Pharah was just always raining, or a Widowmaker was popping heads. It's something you're going to have to be able to contend with if Phoenix Rising wants to stand a chance in this series. But it's only one map, so nothing is lost yet.
Anything can happen in the next 3 maps. We could see Void going craziness, and next thing you know, Phoenix Rising says, we're rising up from the ashes. We're going to take the 3-0s back here. We could be seeing that here later. But quickly, we do have some more swaps coming in, actually. I did mention Phoenix Rising made their swaps. Void's going to make their swaps. We have, what's his name? Marley is going to swap in for, it's going to swap out Swift. What is it? Swift?
Yep.
In Swift is going to fill in, and then Helix, the cat's going to swap out, and Lorax is going to come in. Again, we'll see if any of these picks are going to be favorable for both teams here. Again, we always see swaps in for a couple of reasons. One, maybe some players want to get some time, or maybe they have a plan that the guys like, you know what, this is an Echo Wall map. We know what we want to run, and we got the right people that wants to run it. We'll see if that's going to be the case here. We'll be starting here very shortly here. But the one thing I'm actually really curious about is that, again, if Monkeyfly can stay on that Pharah, I think just so far from that Pharah, I mean, despite Monkeyfly being on that Widowmaker at one point to Pharah to the next, I just want to see if actually is if Monkeyfly is gonna be keeping the pressure against Phoenix Rising. He looks like he's been he did very well in that last round. I mean, I like to see him keep doing it again. Could we see him go on the Torbjorn?
Definitely. And I mean, like you said, Eichenwald is just one of those interesting things. We could potentially try to see more Echo play. Void hasn't really opted into it yet, but at the same time, Void played just so well. They were able to just maintain this aggression. Granted, the Reaper was able to get a little bit too much value than they would like on that one round of well, but otherwise, they still just kind of ran around uncontested. The Reinhardt swinging into the backlines, the D.Va just always being on the supports, and that's something you're going to have to deal with if you're the side of Phoenix. You're going to have to not let this aggro overwhelm you, or you're just going to have to try to out aggro it.
To think about it, a lot of people think like, you know what, Echo is very good player. We can guarantee that for sure. Or I'm not saying play. I apologize. Hero. The one thing is sometimes it's one of the it's on the what do you call the skill level for Echo. She's very complicated because one, you gotta make sure it's basically you're treating yourself like a do this to trades. You're going to the back line, coming back out in a way, and then of course understanding your ultimate. Like, can you use it here now? Can you use this later? Can you use this as a defensive ult? Can you use this as an objective ult? But you know what? Looks like we have. We've seen it coming in from Phoenix Rising. We've yet to see it for Void. We'll see if this is going to be the case. But as of right now, it looks like both teams are going to be running almost a similar competition. The only difference is that Shadow will be on the Hanzo and Cell on that McCree, and then we have Kirby on that Mora and the Inswift on the Lucio. So, and then of course the Ryan Zarya competition. This is the type of the Ryan Zarya. I love Ryan Zarya in my opinion. If you know how to play aggressively here, you can basically take that advantage and win here. But it looks like that's going to see that's going to have the case here. But Shadow Shade wants to get aggressive too fast, and Kobayashi just takes him out. Says, "Sit down, Ryan. You don't get to play this game just yet." And Boyd's going to have to wait just a couple seconds to get their main tank back in line.
Yes, indeed. And that's pretty much the most guaranteed way in the game right now to punish an aggressive Reinhardt is to just wall them off like that, especially when you're on defense. It gives you that advantage. But at the same time, you're going to be able to aggress better with this Lucio. You're going to be able to speed boost in. As long as you don't get caught by this wall, then I favor this so heavily for Void.
Now, if you notice, Star-Lord's almost ready for a Shatter. And we'll see if Void is smart enough to look at that. But Shadow says Kelby actually goes down, so right, Star-Lord will have no partner go up here, but we'll see if the Shadow gets in, comes in just in time, hits it correctly here. Shadow Shane does actually fire strikes on Paprika here. Nothing spicy going on here just yet. But it looks like both Reinhardt's going in, but Shadow Shane gets picked by Cell. But Dire Raven actually takes off too here. It looks like the attack for Void is actually going into their favor. For a second, I thought Star-Lord could have used a Shatter there, but you know what? That's not the case. He wants to save it for another fight, and Void will get this payload going once they cap it up.
I don't think there was just an opportunity because I think it would have just been flung into a shield. So smart on Star-Lord to try to save it, or potentially, could have been a crucial mistake. Maybe you shatter early, go for the 1 man instead of trying to look for a 3 or more man. I mean, it just depends on how the team's communicating, what ults they're deciding to use, but relatively no ults used so far. Everyone kind of building up to it. Both sides kind of getting their advantages from that, and I feel like this Blizzard from Monkey is going to be huge going into the next fight with no D.Va on the field.
Absolutely, that could be an ultimate we can see. We can see a Shadow and Blizzard coming in for the side of Void, but we also see ultimates coming in from the side of Phoenix Rising. We'll see which one's going to be using first, who's going to have the advantage of which ultimate combo. That's going to come from both teams. But we do see a fight on the payload. One wants to move it, one does not want to move it. But so far, Shadow actually gets picked from Cell here. That's going to be the point, the chance for Void to actually take the attack here, but looks like nothing goes on here. Oh, a beautiful Shadow coming in from Shadow, takes down 4, and it keeps on going, but looks like Star-Lord wants to follow up with that Shatter, but gets nothing here. No one's supporting him. Star-Lord is by himself with that Nano. A bit questionable, but right now, Void actually still moving the payload.
Yeah, like, the dedication of Shatter after a fight was lost, that's bad. But then you throw a Nano in on top of it. You're just throwing ult into a lost fight there. Granted, you were able to get a little bit more out. You forced the Nano out of Florax. And Zella gets an early pick here, so this could be a nice little retake for Phoenix.
Absolutely. We see High Noon Will gets in. He actually gets Monkey Fly here, so both DPS for Void are down. We do see the Blizzard coming from Snip. That is a good Blizzard. Both teams are playing the fight, but Star-Lord says, I'm the superior Reinhardt so far on this map here. This is my home. Get out of here. And Phoenix Rising will be holding it.
Yes, indeed. Now if we're looking towards this next fight, it's just going to be quite a bit of ultimates thrown once more. Graviton on both sides, nothing to really stop it. The only hope is essentially to grab a one-man target and try to keep that target alive through the grab. But Monkeyfly still has his Blizzard, as well as it's a grab Dragon actually set up for the side of Void, and that's just lethal in any meta.
And Sniv in the backline going nuts, wants to go solo by himself, but there's no one here to support him, and it actually was too risky and didn't pay off. Shadowton does take down Sniv here, and Star-Lord does take down Dragon Raven, and we do see a double dragon kill coming in for Shadow. Void actually taking the fight into their advantage, and exactly what's going on. He gets 3. Reinhardt's leading the charge here. Pale's still moving in, and by the looks of it, Void may be getting the second point going.
Definitely, unless it's a staggered recontest here. Sniv, interestingly enough, is switching over to the far end now that trying to contest, I guess.
Actually, the contestant is still going on here. We do see a grab coming in from Kobayashi here. Will that actually work though? But looks like some damage did come in for Void. Monkeyfly, here's the Blizzard. He actually gets a very good Blizzard. Star-Lord, Kobayashi, Kareem gets picked down. Phoenix Rising just getting rolled down by Void here. Doors knocked down. They're taking the second point here. But Sniff still trying to maybe get some pressure on that Pharaoh.
I mean, the Graviton was decent. It did catch a few, but unfortunately the Maywall was there for Monkeyfly to shield his team from the damage. And now looking forward, I'm not sure how you're going to be able to operate a Pharaoh without a Mercy, especially on this indoor point. She's such easy pickings against the ceiling.
Yeah, absolutely. That's gonna be one of the questionable. And right, speaking of it, Shadow says, you know what? You may fly around, but you're not gonna go here just yet. Block Shatter coming in from Shadow Shane, and Starlight follows up back up with here. Cell and actually the team of Phoenix Rising actually swiping them off. Some ultimates coming in from both sides. Looks like Phoenix Rising got the advantage. They're gonna hold that payload here, just almost halfway, or more than halfway.
Yes, indeed, and you really did turn that fight rather convincingly, so good job on Phoenix. But now you have 2 minutes 45 to hold, and the Dragon from spawn just for Shadow to switch to McCree, just to create that intimidation factor. You might as well throw it out, why not?
Honestly, I would think maybe like you go for the next fight, use that Dragon Strike in there, and then later on you want to switch around. But again, it looks like you just want to use it. Wants to automatically switch it up to counter the Pharaoh here. But Shadow says, you know what? I'm gonna counter the McCree first as he takes on the McCree lineup matchup against Cell. Void might be able to have the advantage here. We do see the Nano on the Ryan. We'll see if that goes around here. And that's coming around. That is a big scatter coming from Star-Lord. Teams are coming in. Sniv going with that barrage. Finishing touch on that here. Patrick, that's just one. No, not Patrick. I'm sorry. Lorax wants to try to get out of there, but Sniv says, you're not getting out of there just yet, mother. You're going to pick down. You're going to start again.
Yes, indeed. But now the bank is starting to get just a little bit tapped for the side of Phoenix. All they're going to have in this next fight is a Graviton, and that's if it can be built up, which it certainly can, but there might be a Graviton to mirror on the other side. There's a Teak to live through it, there's a Blizzard, there's a Nano. It's going to be just an overwhelming cascade from Void, and they're going to have to try to live through it somehow.
Pretty much, yeah. We'll see if the ultimates are going to come into for Void here. But so first, Shadow's going to take down Sniff here. That is a big grab coming in from Kobayashi here. But nothing else just yet. Maybe just a stall up for just a moment. Fight is still going on. Shadow wins the McCree battle again. Dire Raven does take down Star-Lord. The picks for Void are coming in. This is something they want to see. Another pick for Dire Raven. They actually are making they're making value out of this. And right now, Kareem just hiding on the right side. Will he try to get something with the score lessons? But gets picked, almost picked by Shadow here. But Shadow says, I'm going to finish that off here. But we've seen ultimates coming from both sides. Shadow and Monkeyfly going with the ultimates. Nothing here. Under a minute left on this payload. Void will still be able to get this point, but we'll see how much time will they get from here. Patrick can try to hold the point a little bit longer here, and Dire Raven just gets a grab on point, gets no one there, but I'm still actually coming in, helping the team, but actually getting the picks as well. But right now, Phoenix Rising, there's a block Shatter coming from Starlord. He wanted to get a last second Shatter, but Shatter says, sit down. This is my Reinhardt home.
I mean, it's still a nice defense for how quickly they were getting through. Almost 3 minutes coming into point C. They worked that down to 39 seconds. But now, there's still the matter of Phoenix has to get through the map. They don't have to worry about time because they got underneath that minute. That they're going to get overtime rounds regardless of their time if they complete the map. It's just a matter of completing it, which is always easier said than done, especially on Eichenwald.
Absolutely. The only thing though is that even if overtime will be in favor of Void, of course, if overtime comes in fact and Phoenix rank is 3. But of course, Phoenix Rising can come in, they can clean up faster than Void. We'll see if that could always be the case. You never know what could happen here. Maybe Phoenix Rising's got a plan up their sleeve. They want to just steamroll these guys, but they're not there. But we're not gonna be seeing it just yet. We'll see how it goes on here. But going on the defense, we're going to be seeing Monkeyfly on that Pharah again. We'll see if Phoenix Rising will be prepared for it. But it looks like they might. Excuse me, I apologize. Sniv is going to go on that Ashe. This will and Cell going on the Hanzo. But Ashe has been very good, kind of a popular player, hero lately, if you noticed.
Definitely. I mean, the buffs to her, that way she's not reloading every 4 seconds. She's actually able to get some stuff done with the dynamite. It's always nice to see. But Monkeyfly on this far is what I'm mainly concerned about. Sure, Sniv can at least turn and look, but it's 1 man versus 2, and unfortunately the sky is just so much greater for the far right here. Lots of places to hide, little nooks, little crannies. And look at that, already 16 to ult, probably fired only 1 rocket. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. It looks like Phoenix Rising wants to play aggressive so far. They actually go in here. Shadow says, you know what? You're not playing aggressive just yet, Phoenix Rising. You're going to get sit down. Gets 3 picks off of that. Shadow saying this is going nuts. Gets takes out half the team, and it's just followed up with another pick on Cell. Boy, just holding very strong. Thanks to Shane here.
Definitely, and I mean, that's the advantages of an aggressive Reinhardt. That at the same time, you have to know your limits. Lorax obviously being able to keep Shane alive through all of that allows him to swing. Already 76 to a shatter. That's always fun to know you have in the back pocket, especially only after a minute of combat, because not a lot of teams might expect it. As we're seeing the rotation again.
Oh my goodness! Even now earlier, he's ready for a shadow break here, but he's not going to use it just yet. He's not only getting the first pick of this next engagement, but that's, I mean, it's just basically right there. It's going to stop Phoenix Fire's engagement again. And right now, Monkeyfly, Shane, ready for an ultimate coming for this next fight. Will they use it here, or will they rather wait when Phoenix Fire takes his point?
I mean, currently you're just waiting. You don't really need to invest ultimates if you're Void. You're winning the dry fight until they force you. Just keep going with what you're going with. And you're going to try a different rotation for Phoenix here. They're coming straight up 2 point now. I'm not sure how it's working.
Oh! Monkeyfly wants to get that flank rush, but does not happen. Gets picked off of Cell. Oh! Cell gets 3 off of that Dragon Strike. That is a beautiful Dragon Strike coming in for the side of Phoenix Rising. And that right there will give them the point.
Let's give our Reinhardt player a little bit of credit. Everybody was shattered on the ground for the dragon to do its work. But that was just a phenomenal pick from Zell to start that off, killing the barraging Pharah, not letting the value come through from that ultimate, and then just being able to get the shatter. Star-Lord really being able to play the mind games with Shane. And that's something that always goes underappreciated, I think. Just the Reinhardt mind games for the shields.
Yes, I do apologize. Star-Lord was able to get the shadow off of that here, so that actually benefited Phoenix Rising to keep that going here. So good shout out to Star-Lord here. But yes, the mind game versus the Reinhardt versus Ryan battle is always going to be the theme. Those right here is going to not only look at what's going on the front line here, but they're going to have to figure out who's got the shadow, who's got fire strike, who's going to hold the shield, and who's all that stuff. But we'll see if that's right now. We'll see if that can be the case later. But so far, Shatter does take down Cell here. Phoenix Rising down 1, but looks like the payload is still going to be going here. Cell is going to come back here very simply here. The team engagement is still going to be simple here. Engagement still on the payload. Trying to Phoenix Rising trying to move it. Void says no, we don't want you to move it. We'll see what happens here. Cell gets a pick off of Lorax here. We do see a grab coming in for Kobayashi here, and not much follow up here. But you know what? Actually, Kobayashi and Star-Lord does get the picks here, but Star-Lord still Shadow is still getting the picks off to the high ground. He wants to play that mind game. Looks like he's gonna be hanging on the left side. Oh, we do see a high noon from Shadow. Will he get anything? Absolutely not. But Kobayashi says, "Sit down. We'll get nothing here." Phoenix Rising is still holding the point here. If you notice here, Void is actually Phoenix Rising is holding the payload faster than Void down there for engagement. But we'll get back to that. We do see a shadow coming in from Star-Lord. Monkeyfly wants to get another value, but Cell says no, you're not doing it again. He gets 2 picks, gets rid of the pharmacy compensation, and Cell holding the point here. Bob's going to be doing something holding the point. And right now, Phoenix Rising is getting the payload faster than Void is getting here.
Definitely, and because they're pressing their advantage here, definitely the advantage that Phoenix has is the Lucio in play right now. It's allowing them to out-aggress this aggressive defense that they want, just because Lucio is such an initiator for anything you want to do, speed boosting a team in, getting them out. It's pretty much just extra peel in a hero, as well as dishing out heals wherever he needs, and this could be an extremely fast Eichenwald attack.
It could be. We'll see if it will be the case here. This may be a thing, but oh my goodness, Shane gets a hit Shadow, but not many pixel guards there except Shadow here. But I'm a Lord, take down Star Lord. Like, you might have a good Shadow, but you're gonna go down here. We still see a 5-on-5 engagement for both teams here. Cell has got that Dragon Shot. He wants to use it, but he knows for sure he wants to make sure they're all grouped up together. He's either gonna wait for that Graviton to come into play, or he might just use right here. But actually, here it comes with a combination. This is a good combination. Zell, 4 picks off of that Dragon Strike here. Beautiful, 5 picks off of that, and Stiff picks the finishing touches off of Lorax here. And Beast Rising with 3 minutes and 31 seconds to Void's 1 minute. Phoenix Rising not out of this just yet.
No, they definitely came back swinging. They were able to out-aggress. And unfortunately, there's just no time to catch your breath if you were the side of Void. You just got continually ult cycled on. The ultimates were perfectly synced for Phoenix. You know, the Graviton came online when the Dragon was ready. The Shatter was there when nothing else was. Like, it just truly all worked in Phoenix's favor. And now they have this huge time bank. As long as there's not a single, as long as point A doesn't get capped here, Phoenix are looking in a phenomenal position to take this map and bring our series 1-1.
Absolutely, but Void here has a chance to make this into their favor. Even though they got 1 minute, as an experienced player myself, I can see if I was Void, I can see myself with at least two team fights here. The only question is when you back up from the first one to go into the second one. But Void can get the point here off of the first team fight here, but so far Phoenix Rising, they want to try to hold this here as long as they can. If they can hold, all they have is 3 minutes and 3.5 minutes to actually get a percentage here. So we'll see if that's gonna be the case, but we are seeing this almost a similar competition for both teams. Cell's gonna be on that Reaper, and Inswift is gonna be on that Lucio with Lorax is gonna be on the Ana, and Karib is gonna be on that Mora. Shadow on that Hanzo. We'll see if this is gonna be the case, and that's a beautiful wall coming in from Sniff. Says you may you want to get 2 fights, they're gonna have to deal with that wall. We'll see if that second team fight will come in for the side of Void. But the agent is going to start under the bridge here. We do see a wall. Actually, Raven is going to be in the back. They want to get rid of it here. And Starlord wanted to get that Zarya, but game close. Almost falls from that, but Cell actually gets the pick up Direwolf, and Phoenix Rising get the pick. Cell and Snib getting the picks, taking up half for the team. And right there, Void, one more team fight ready to go.
And that's a late kill on the Lorax. They should still be able to get in for one more fight, but they're going to have to try to beeline the point, and the Sniv on the Mei rather is not going to let them. Neither is this Reaper. It's going to be close. They're going to have to get an entry pick just to try to stay alive here.
Absolutely, we'll see. The wall did not come in play, and we'll see if that actually will help her. But Cell gets the double picks off the tank. The tanks are gone for Void. He's putting in the pressure for Cell. We do see the Dragon Side coming in for Shadow. Will he get anything here? Nothing here just yet. Even though with the tanks gone for Void, they are still making the games on the fight. But Cell says, you know what? I've taken out the tanks. I'm going to take out the rest of the team here. He takes off 3. And that will be Void's final attack push here, as Phoenix Rising will have a chance to attack with 3.5 minutes, and all they need is 33% of the point to win this map.
33.3 is all they need, but first point holds are, you know, a potential thing. It's going to be difficult, but I think it is possible here. But Phoenix ever so closer to bringing our series back to that 1-1 game, and I think if this series wasn't close, I think a lot of us would be surprised.
Absolutely. I mean, it can still be close. It can be anyone's game. We could see a map 5 coming in later on. I always love seeing map 5s. It always says, you know what, if map 4 thinks that we're all in someone needs 3 game wins, win the game here. But you know what, if it says, you know what, the other team says not yet, we're gonna go for one more fight. I love to see that going on here. We'll see if that goes on. It may happen here. Phoenix Rising still has a strong chance here. They had a rocky start, but looks like they're catching up here. Void's going to try to play as defensively as they can. They're going to have Monkey play on that Junkrat, not on that Fair we've been seeing on the last 2 times here. And we do see the same attack competition coming in for Phoenix Rising. Sniv and Cell going to be going on that Hanzo Ash here. Cells has been quite a rocket here for this map.
Definitely. I mean, all of the ultimates huge, as well as getting crucial pickoffs. You know, the initial come through on the attack was the kill on the Pharah before the dragons came through, and it's always just been big. Sniv has also been able to get a lot of value, especially on this Ashe, just because there's no diva in play, so Ashe just kind of runs rampant, especially on these tanks. All it takes is Reinhardt's shield being broke.
Pretty much here. I mean, weaken the Reinhardt shield, make the battle engraver. The engagement is going to be started on the right here by the payload for side of Void here. Nothing here just yet. Reinhardt versus Reinhardt battle underway here, but Sniv actually gets a pick off the Shadow. That's a very important pick for Phoenix Rising. This is their opportunity to take this point. Will they use it here? But it looks like not yet. And Wolf does take down a couple kills, but half the team for Phoenix Rising is gone. And it looks like Phoenix Rising is making a smart choice. They're going to have to back up as much as they can. Cell wants to get that last little pick, but gets picked off a Dire Raven just a little bit longer. He might have flipped through that.
Definitely, but I think that showed just the tiniest bit of over-aggression coming from the Phoenix here, just because they got the one pick and they all immediately over-committed. Star-Lord going in, no shield, hammer swinging, and unfortunately cost him his life when the picks came through. Now going back on their attack, the Rams are dueling once more.
Monkey Fly says, Star-Lord, you may be a good, superior Reiner, but this is mine. Get out of here. He gets the pick off of that Bobby. I love my Junkrat. He did very well here. Dire Raven winning the Zarya battle here, and Phoenix Rising making it very clear that they know for sure without the main tank, they are not going to win it. They're going to fall back, and actually with 2 minutes left, they got plenty of time to work with.
Still plenty of time. You can build up your ultimates, which are just now starting to get online. I think what you're playing for is the Grab Dragon combo, which means it's going to come down to Swift. If the beat gets forced out early or on something else, it could be disastrous for them here. And I mean, potentially any of these other ultimates for the side of Void can get value.
Oh, we see my favorite hero getting this reptile. Look at anything. He actually gets 2 picks off of that here. Zell Kobayashi gets taken down by the tire. Shane takes out Starbo, winning the Reinhardt battle in this particular scenario here. And so far, Phoenix Rising with 1.5 minutes left here. They got plenty of ultimates to work with. I'm assuming they want to switch up for a combination, or they want to wait for that crucial pick to come in play.
I mean, potentially could just be waiting for the 6 ult fight. I mean, a beat is great. And there's that intro pick that you were talking about.
That was a very important pick. Junkrat actually get the picture, but Shadow does pick down here. It's 5-on-5 here. Here comes Cell with that Dragon Shot. Will he get enough? He does take down Shane here on the Dragon here. It gets actually Shadow in the background. That is actually another important pick. Both DPS down for Void, the side of Void. This could be this is Phoenix Rising's chance here, and there's the Kobayashi, and that looks like it's gonna be it. He does take down the Zarya lineup and the Ana here, but that might be it. But it looks like Monkey Fly says, I'm gonna go down with a fight. Hopefully he gets someone here, but Cell says no here. Star-Lord with the Shadow, but gets blocked, but Cell pulling off the picks here, and we're gonna be going to halftime with 1-on-1.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the nano boost went onto the wrong target there. The Lucio taking it, which allowed the Reinhardt to fall at the wrong time. And I mean, Zell just truly popping off on this map, getting intro picks, getting phenomenal combos like this one.
Absolutely, Zell coming in on the picks here. And then, I mean, again, it was a little late start for coming inside of Phoenix Rising, but Zell here, they're all making it up here, and he's putting the pressure. Monkey Fly putting in the pressure on the Pharah. You know what? They're gonna have to deal with pressure from Cell's Hanzo. So a lot of things going on here, but this has been such a good map from both teams so far.
I mean, definitely, and we've seen switches in the lineup, of course, mattering, you know, potentially upsetting and changing things, and we're going to have to probably see more changes after halftime, but we are at that halftime break.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys, we are at halftime, 1-on-1, Phoenix Rising 1, Void 1 here. This has been a great match so far. Both teams have been put in the fight, but we're going to take a quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere. Grab yourself a nice cold beverage, get something to eat, tell your friends. I mean, do what you got to do. You guys got plenty of time. We'll be right back with Phoenix Rising versus Void.
queen, I'm living inside a dream. I'ma go full out. I'ma go full out. I'ma go full out. Sounds alright, feeling so weird. I like you already, but no way you're here, but no way you're here. I feel like you're real already. Can you see doing something? 'Cause I like you really. Want to know everyone. Can see you around, trying to get it down. Feeling like there's a night, feeling like I'm inside. It's all I do, think about you. All the crazy moments I can see you. Feeling like there's a night, feeling like I'm inside. It's all I do, think about you. Think about you, think about you. Just let me let him talk.
We've seen barrages left to right. We're seeing Hanzo strikes, drag strikes left and right. But ladies and gentlemen, it has been crazy. And welcome back to our from our halftime show. Phoenix Rising and Void up 1-1. Again, this has been such a match from both sides. Would you agree?
Definitely. I think these teams have been duking it out back and forth and truly showing us each what they have in their lineups.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, we've seen Monkey Fly on the Barra here. We've seen Cell on the Hanzo. Both players have been very fanatic here, and both teams have been doing it very well, supporting their DPS players. They're the ones making the plays here, or at least helping with the damage, half of the damage input going in. And so far, this could be anyone's game. We're 1-1 in the halftime. We're going to be going to our third map. It is the escort map of Washpoint Gibraltar. We did see a couple of switches coming in. I believe we did see Helix the Cat coming back in, and Marley. Marley, I apologize. Coming in back in here again. So some changes coming from Void. I believe Phoenix Rising has not made any change here. Actually, no, we do see a change. No.
Yes, Phoenix Rising. We've had.
Was it Paprika? No, Paprika's been playing. It was Chi-Chi.
There was a change made. We can tell you that.
Absolutely. We're going to look in our own chat. We're going to figure this out here. But we will be going to our third map of Washpoint and Gibraltar here. I have yet, again, this is one of those, I think this is one of those nights where most of these maps are being played. I have yet to see, which is, of course, so far is map of Iconwall and Washpoint Gibraltar. That's one I probably have not seen in a while. And I'm very excited to see what competition is going to be run here. This could be any competition here, from dive to standard to even Pyre Ship, for all we know.
Definitely. And just a quick update on that change. It is actually that Chi-Chi is back in over Charv. Charv is no longer in the lobby, and that's why we had a little bit of confusion. But hey, you know what? We got to sort it out at the end of the day. And Watchpoint Gibraltar, interesting that Starlord's staying in, which seems to be their Reinhardt player wanting to play that, when Gibraltar can lend itself to a lot of high grounds, a lot of Winston play, especially in this new world we live in where Echo kind of re-enabled dive. It made it playable once more.
Absolutely. Dive is very powerful, a bit more powerful now with the help of Echo. But we have yet. Phoenix Rising try to establish that, saying, you know what, Dive is powerful with Echo. We're going to show it, but it looks like that didn't happen here, and we've yet to see it so far. Right now, it looks like for the side of the defense for Phoenix Rising, looks like they're going to be running their standard normal competition here, but we do see them Sniv on the Maze. Cell's going to go on that McCree. Probably doesn't want to go on that Hanzo here just yet. We do see Monkey Fly wants to go back on the pharmacy competition. I would believe Cell wants to counter that pharmacy, knowing how much value that's been going on. And Shadow on that Widowmaker. We'll see how many headshots will it take. How many headshots will it take for Shadow to actually get the point here going here. We'll see if Caffrey's back in the server, but we're not there just yet. Here we go. Starting off for Void going on the attack.
Definitely, and they're going to be coming out of the spawn, possibly just looking for a pick on the Widow. Might not stick onto it, but it does seem like it's going to be the mainstay for now. And then a pharmacy in the sky to go with it. It's going to be a lot of things to look in the sky for. So the payload's going to move pretty much freely here.
And right now, looks like Monkey Fly wants to start playing sneaky. He wants to get on the high right, but gets a little bit of percentage here, but nothing here just yet. Payload may be moving, but no picks for both sides just yet. Speaking of that, Monkey Fly does take down his counter of Cell. Cell wanted to get that far, but not yet here. But Shadow looks like there's a headshot coming in, hit off Paprika here. Monkey Fly pushing into the back, getting some pressure here. But right now, the frontline tank coming in from Void is actually being strong, and Void actually holding it quite well. Payload still holding in.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to that payload is always going to be your number one objective, as we're seeing a May attempt to get some walls here. Unfortunately, Snip's going to pay the price, as point A is going to get capped by Void here, and it's pretty, so far, one-sided affair in terms of Void, but, you know, ultimates are coming online as Shadow gets another pin.
Oh. First we got to deal with the pharmacy, now you got to deal with that Widow. It's going to be a little bit difficult for Phoenix Rising, but they will have to find a way here very shortly here. We do see a switch coming in from Snib as he's going to go on that Ash here. This might be a very interesting hero pick. I would probably see it very beneficial. We'll see, maybe helping Cell off that on that pharmacy here, but we do see Farah ready on that barrage.
Definitely the barrage is a looming threat, but at the same time, you really give all the attention.
Speaking of that, we do see the Nano. Oh, it's a sleep! Even though he gets the mech on Kobayashi, he has sleep in the back lane. No sleeping on the job here, but it looks like Starlord right now is going to get a pick here.
And actually, Phoenix Rising holding that against a Nano Pharmacy, that is actually pretty impressive in my opinion.
I think that all comes down to Chi-Chi right there. A phenomenal sleep dart to shut it down before it can deal any true damage. Then Frontline just goes to work on the rest of the team with McCree getting picks onto the Sky Threats. Monkey now switching over to the Junkrat, interestingly enough. We're not on anything like the experimental card where Junkrat has some pretty insane buffs, if I do say so myself, but I mean, Junkrat's still a phenomenal hero.
Absolutely. I mean, he can fly around. He can get some picks here. He's got some range damage. Trying to maybe hold off here. We do see a shatter. He actually gets two. Gets the picks off of the gets the shatter off of the tanks here. Monkey Fly Shadow does take down. They were gonna looks like Charlotte was trying to get something off of that, but doesn't get here just yet. Viv does take down Shane here, and Shadow actually gets a pick off of Chi-Chi. The side of Void is still strong for them. It looks like it is going to be. Looks like Sniv is going to try to get some picks as he backs up here. Bob's going to do something here. Will we see something? Sleep trying to come in from Helix Cat. Does not happen here. Bob is going to be holding the payload for just a little bit longer. Maybe long enough for the Cavalry to come back in here. Will Phoenix Rising have enough time for that to happen here? And not yet here. Looks like Monkey Fly does take down support for the side of Phoenix Rising. And actually gets another pick. Monkey Fly is really good on that Pharah. Looks like he's going to be good on that Junkrat. And that payload is still moving, and I would assume right here they will get the second point.
And it's just phenomenal picks once again. The Junkrat proving to work, especially when you're killing supports like that, immediately cutting off healing. It's only a matter of time before people have to back out or fall. And unfortunately, the back out was the order just to...
Oh my god, what was that? Oh, the double tire! I knew exactly what he was going to do right there. He wanted to get more. He does get two. That's better than nothing here. Sal says, sit down, Monkey Fly, get out of here. But Shadow gets the picture. We see a Diva Ball coming in from Kobayashi. Will he get anything? Absolutely not. It looks like he wanted to get something here, but no support or positioning coming in from the for the side of Void. Being defensive, making sure that pick does not happen. High noon from Stel. Oh, we just see nothing here, but we just see Die Raven. Oh my god! Three on that Diva Bomb. Very beautiful coming in. Boy, just rolling and smoking them. Starlight wants to hold it long enough, and it will not do it long. Shadow does take him down, and Void holding it strong.
And it's going into the fight here. The swaps are coming in, but I think it's too little too late.
Oh, Shadow gets the pick off of Chi-Chi here. Monkey Fly holding off the cell here. Phoenix Rising just finding a ways to rise up and actually keep it going here. Shadow still holding here. A nice Shadow coming from Starlight, but no fight. Even if he gets one or two, he does get picked down from Shadow, and Shadow just holding it strong. Monkey Fly and Shadow just doing it very beautifully for Void as they took it with 3.5 minutes on the clock.
I mean, it was just kind of a roll. There was a little bit of a stop on second where some good plays came from Phoenix, but otherwise Void fully in control, cruise that payload towards the destination. Now we're going to see Phoenix on their attack. Possibly they're going to have to try to match this aggression. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Pharah once again just for point A. Use advantage of the skybox that you have. But Shadow so far I think has been a star DPS player in this entire match, just getting kills left and right. Entry, I've been playing a little too much Valorant. Initiating picks, as well as just cleaning up fights when needed. I think it's just very interesting.
Absolutely, Monkey Fly and Shadow actually just putting in the plays here. Monkey Fly went very cheesy on that Junkrat. I love doing. I knew when I saw him what he was doing right before that was going on. I knew exactly what was going on, and I'm very happy to see him that. Even though it got picked up, he made that work very well here. And Shadow with his partner in crime making things happen here. Now we are going to be seeing Monkey Fly. We've been seeing him first on the first on the Junkrat. Now the Pharah. Now we're going to see him on the Torbjorn here, but. They're going to have Torbjorn. We're going to see Phoenix Rising on that Bastion. They're going to run Pyre Ship. We'll see which one. If Monkey Fly's going to see, we'll see if his turret is big enough to counter this.
I'm a Bastion enthusiast. There's a Symmetra to teleport the Bastion wherever he would like to go. I am fully ready for this. Zell, show us what you have. Please make the Bastion proud.
Where are they going?
Look, seems like they're rotating the high ground, possibly taking a TP somewhere from there.
I apologize for interrupting, but this is very interesting. You don't see this often. You would see this once in a while, but right here they go. We see the high ground Bastion going on the left side. We see the turret. Where did they go? Oh my! I see where they went. That is a beautiful play coming in from the side of Phoenix Rising. And that pressure, that's going to tell Void to step back up here. They're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. That payload is going to be moving, but that Bastion off, cell plate on the Bastion is going to put more pressure off the high ground. The higher the Bastion, the more pressure that's coming from him. Actually, I'm gonna hold right there. Monkey Fly doesn't pick off of Sniff here. That's the pick he wants to see. Wants to stop it here. Shadow says enough, Bastion, sit down. I don't know if Cell's gonna stay on that Bastion. We'll see if that's gonna be the case here. Void still holding a strong defense here. Turret has not done any damage here just yet, but looks like here we go. Cell's gonna be switching off of that Bastion here. Looks like they wanted to see if they get anything going, get the Bastion on the payload, but that was not gonna be the case. He's gonna go on that Junkrat.
Unfortunately, Bastion can only do so much. Probably gonna see Chi swap off the Baptiste here. Interestingly enough, actually keeping up there's the swap coming through. No longer a need for the immortality field, and I mean, yeah, I guess the Torb Turret's gonna have to take the Pharah out of the sky here. It's pretty much their only option.
Absolutely, but we do see both teams going to be going off that. Actually, we do see the pick off of the side for Phoenix Rising. Sniv gets the first pick in this engagement. Looks like the attack phase coming in for Phoenix Rising is going to be strong here. Dire Raven wants to hold the point just a little bit longer on that little diva here. Not going to survive just long enough here. Who says you need to aim just to get picks here? Looks like that's exactly what Sniv and Cell are doing. They will get first point of this map.
Definitely, as first point gets capped, 4.5 minutes now on the clock as we get that additional time going. And the defense, Void just being sent packing just because they have to regroup. They're going to want a clean fight here instead of trying to take one early and potentially lose it. As Shadow aggressively trying to peek this pharmacy.
He came very close though. He lost some half his HP, but you know what? He's still putting it in. Now we do see Monkey Fly going back on the junk right here. Monkey Fly, speaking of him, does get the pick off of Paprika as Shadow does take his partner in crime. Shadow takes down Stella here, but we do see the pharmacy taking down his counter. But right now, Void will be holding it here. It looks like not many for the side of Phoenix Rising. They might have to back up and reset. But Kabayashi gets a Graviton, but gets nothing there and gets charged off of that Shane. I would say right now, Phoenix Rising, I'm sorry. I'm confused with that with another game store I go to, but Phoenix Rising needs to stop and reset and try again.
Definitely, and Kobayashi, once again, seen it a few times in series so far, just using a Graviton when there's no follow-up for it. It's unfortunate. You think you can turn fights, and unfortunately, it's just not working out for you. As the trade comes through, now we have a Diva Bomb initiating.
It would be good. It is. Oh, it gets actually both DPS for the side of Phoenix Rising. But no, I would agree with what you just said there, but we'll get to that in just a moment here. But Phoenix Void holding strong. Dire Raven with another beautiful bomb. It looks a little bit too high, but it does get the picks here. Starlord sleeping on the job, doesn't want. Oh, and he's gonna wake up to a shatter, like to Shane here, and that's gonna be a hold for Void here.
Man, it was phenomenal because they waited on that shatter. They knew they had a 64 advantage. They waited to longer stagger out, burn more time off the clock, because at this point you're wanting to burn time, and you have one of the best chokes in the whole game to do it right here. There's 4 tiny doors. You have a Pharah that can shoot it, or a Junkrat rather, that can shoot at one door, a Kree that can spam the other. It's just absolutely insane the advantage that is currently in the defense.
Absolutely, and again earlier, Kobayashi wanted to use that grab. Could have used value. You got to be careful on using them here, and exactly he might hopefully see that on his next barrage. But right now, Shadow does take down Paprika. High Reptile coming in for the side of Cell here. He gets out his Junkrat. Doesn't like his Junkrat matchup. He decides to Reptile him out of the game here. We do see actually a good Starlord from Starlord, but no one behind. Actually, no, I apologize. Both sides are going back and forth with the picks here. Starlord does gets it taken down by Shane here, but Void still holding it strong. It's still it's a 4-1-3 for the side of Void, and they're still going to be holding it.
Definitely, as the defense comes through, now less than 2 minutes on the clock for the offense to cap this point and get to point C. And I mean, right now you're losing a few of your tools already. All you're looking at right now is a Barrage comboed with potentially a Valkyrie if you want to wait. But the Deadeye starting.
Oh, he wanted to get the pharmacy, but instead gets Cell. You know what? That's one pick. That's better than no picks here. The Shadow gets Aishi. He wants to follow that up with a pick on Paprika. Nev says, you know what? Stop taking down my plays. He's going to take down him himself. He has that barrage ready to go. Will he use it here? Trying to maybe get the team going. Monkey Play wants it to be a fair counter, and he's not there just yet. Nev goes off for that barrage. Does take down Shadow Sting. But Helix Cat, sit down, daughter. Get down. Get out of here. Does take down here. Boy still holding it. And there's the barrage. No, I'm sorry. The grab coming in for Phoenix Rising. It's a good grab, but I mean, so far, 2 picks coming in. Cell takes out the double pick here. We do see Dire Raven wants to get another good bomb, but gets nothing here. He went too far. And Shadow holding it for his team. Paprika wanted to get the res, but Shadow says, sit down, Mercy. You're not getting that res here. And with just less than a minute left, Phoenix Rising still has enough to work with.
Yeah, they do have stuff to work with, a Shatter, a Riptire, and a Coalescence. Paprika now going to be switching on over to the Brigitte as Sniv goes over to the May, just because the Pharah no longer getting the value, the ultimate expended. But on the defense here, there's a lot to hold with. A Nano, a Shatter, the Shatter early!
Oh, it's a good Shadow from Shane. Riptide will get enough. One take for each side of the Junkrat here, so not what they were hoping for. But you know what? One is better than nothing here. There's a Shadow coming from Starlord and gets slept on the job again. It was a good Shadow, but no follow-up here just yet. Both sides still running strong and strong here. All the things he's got to do is hold it strong here and keep the attack going. But if Void can hold a good strong defense here, they will take the second map. We are now in overtime phase. Shadow gets that dead eye and actually gets Cell. Wanted to come back in the fight and not letting him do that. Shane on that Reinhardt actually winning it, getting the double picks here. And by the looks of it, Void could hold right here, but I'm going to correct myself. But double fire strike coming in from Shane. That will do it for the side of Void. We'll take on, we'll actually take third map as we go to the fourth map of Temple of Anubis.
We'll be going to the next map shortly. The 2-1 lead back in favor of Void. And I mean, they played that well. Dire Raven here, always getting to see some diva action, some diva love, with probably a phenomenal bomb coming through.
Absolutely. I mean, you love to see, I mean, when you're playing diva, you love to see those bombs being very successful here. And as you see, Dire Raven, very beautiful bomb, gets half of the team here, allowing Void to actually get the third point. And again, you want to make your ultimates very valuable, and that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what the side of Void is doing, and they're still going to be, and they're still making their ultimates value here. Phoenix Rising is not out of here just yet. They still have a chance to get this to a map 5, but they need to hold against Void here on the next map, which is of course is the assault map of Temple of Anubis.
Temple of Anubis. It's always been one of those interesting maps. Holds are possible here, first point, second point, or it's one of those maps that could go into extra rounds infinitely just because it is the lovely 2CP game mode. But also something to keep in mind going into this next map, because it is Anubis, Junkrat has always been favored on this map regardless of the meta. And if we're looking at the Junkrat matchup from last map to give us any indication if it is run here, I think I'm going to have to give the edge to Void once more. Like, Zella sure tried their hardest, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough at the end. And I mean, Shadow also on that Kree was ridiculous, single-handedly contesting high ground against a Pharmacy, winning duels against Pharmacies most of the time in a 1v2. It's just, that's what you need your DPS player to be able to do.
Absolutely. Again, I mean, as I said earlier, you want your DPS making in the damage, making in the plays, and that's what's coming in for Monkeyfly and Shadow. That is the best dynamic duo I have seen so far. They've actually been doing it together. It's always been a one side once in a while, but tonight both those guys are putting in the plays. They're putting their share of damage. They're putting their share of games. I mean, and again, the Junkrat battles could be in either side. Yes, Monkeyfly has been very successful getting some of the picks, jump up and getting in the backline, going for that flank tires, going for the PvPX plays. I kid you not, I have done it before. They're the best thing you could do here. But we'll see if he's going to be doing it. We'll see if he will actually do it here. But Zell wants to try to follow up that damage against either the Junkrat or maybe, you know what? Maybe go back to the Hanzo. Maybe he's been very successful on that during the Aquawall map. We might see it do it here. This is a very good map for Hanzo, in my opinion.
It is a good map for Hanzo, but also I think it comes back down to the tank line, actually, for the side of Phoenix. They keep forcing this Rein Zarya tank line, and while Rein Zarya is phenomenal for aggression, if you're not able to hold W, say because of a Mei, a Junkrat, whatever it may be, then you're not going to be getting that value. You're going to be just getting eaten alive because you can't mitigate that damage because you don't have a Diva, or you can't switch up and try to run maybe like a double barrier or something because you're insta-locked into the Reinhardt with Star-Lord in the lineup. So maybe a swap needs to come through. The only swap we've had come through, and it looks like it's going to be our only one, is Swift is back in for Mirrorly on the support side of Void. So I'm just making sure our teams are ready, and we should be getting into the next map shortly.
Absolutely. Again, you want the Reinhardts being good for team engagement. You want to make sure you have the right partners. So just making sure that the competition going for both teams is correct here. And again, we have seen the Reinhardt battles between Star-Lord and Shane here. Both of them have been very successful. Both of them had good shatters, but it's always still going to be the mind games here. We'll see if that's going to be the case coming in on this next map if they want to play the Ryan Zarya, or will they run something very similar, something different that I mean, we have seen different. We have seen Reinhardt players play different heroes. They're not. I mean, they may be very good Reinhardt players, but you know what? They know how to flex around their main tanks lineup here. We'll see if that's going to be the case. We'll be starting our next map here of Temple of Anubis again. We are Void up 2-1 against Phoenix Rising. Void. I mean, it is. I'm not going to say it's match point here in the way. I would say if the win right here will give Void the win for the night, and I would believe. No, that's Phoenix Rising. I'm sorry. They will keep themselves not. I apologize. They will keep themselves on a winless.
They will stay undefeated. They will stay undefeated. Is that what you're shooting for?
Yes. I don't know why I was thinking. I sincerely apologize, chat. You can blame me in the chat. Go for it. You know what? Blame me all you want. You know what? That doesn't change the way how I'm going to be talking here. But right now, we'll see Void going on the attack here. We might see Monkeyfly back on the Pharah again. This may be a very interesting pick. Shadow wants to be on the Widowmaker here. That's going to be very, very questionable. But on the side of Phoenix Rising, they're going to go with that Junkrat and Hanzo. Cell again been on the Hanzo quite well tonight. We'll see if he can keep it going here. I believe Snip wants to maybe play some damage, wants to have some fun with the Junkrat, but we'll see if that's going to be the case and see if Shadow and Monkeyfly will do well again with the Pharmacy and the Widowmaker.
Definitely, and I think it's just a matter of forcing this Ryan Zarya. You're going to want to play a Hanzo with it, just so you can get some very good combination ultimates, as well as just the Riptire is good as well. Shadow, I don't mind on the Widowmaker here, just because proven to be a hit scan specialist all night. If you can get early picks, especially onto somebody who might not be expecting the Widowmaker right away,
absolutely
very devastating.
Pretty much, but yet so far Shadow actually yet going here. He's got the high ground. We'll see if he gets anything right here. Looks like it's gonna be a sniper battle between Cell and Shadow here. Shadow just 1 HP, gets out just in time. It looks like the battle's gonna go into a common area of the map. It is the right side of course, for Phoenix Rising here. But Monkeyfly gets rid of Cell. That is the pick that Void wants to see. Shadow actually decide on that Widowmaker, getting the value of it, gets rid of Chi-Chi. Phoenix Rising is down actually 3 heroes now. Boys, this is their opportunity to take it, and looks like they're holding back just a little bit. Here they come. They're now taking the point here. Shadowfly actually getting the pressure, getting the back, a little bit behind them. Actually getting some of the picks here. I would see right here, Void getting the point here. Phoenix Rising might come down with a fight, and exactly what's going to happen here. And Void will take it now. With only took him about 1 minute and 10 seconds to take this first point.
Definitely, and I love the way Void played that as well, simply because it was measured aggression. They had the early picks, but instead of immediately W keying in, they chose to opt, take the moment, heal everybody back up, and get their attack going once more. Now on the side of the defense, we have a Baptiste in play for Chi-Chi, just to try to give an immortality field, help everybody live potentially, and Sniv over to the Symmetra now instead of, I believe, the Junkrat. So it's going to be, I guess, the burn barriers. Yeah, it was the idea of the burn barriers, I guess.
Here comes the Nato coming in, but we do see brushes coming in around here. Monkeyfly does take out, actually gets the supports over here on the side of Phoenix Rising here. Monkeyfly still putting in the pressure. He has a 4K off of that. Will he get a 6K? I don't know. He might be able to. Nope. Shane is going to take off that here, and so far, Void might be able. It's going to take this point. With only took him like at least 2 and 3 minutes. Actually, hold on a sec. We might wait just here. Just yet. Nope. It looks like it's gonna happen. Void will hold it. They will take the good attack. No, you know what? The fight is still gonna be happening. And there we go. Void is gonna be taking it. 4 minutes and 50 seconds. And I mean, that's how much time they have left.
I mean, it's ridiculously fast attack set by Void here. Phoenix is gonna have to match it to any sort of degree in order to just to stay in this series right now. And I think it's possible. Temple of Anubis, of course, it's 2 CP. You can always go into those extra rounds. It's pretty much almost expected because it's harder to get those defensive holds. But at the same time, I mean, Shadow's now going to be on the Widow dominant side on the defense, have so much high ground to work with, so many places to hide, picks coming through. And I'm not sure if there's going to be an answer. I don't think anybody on the side of Phoenix Rising can respond to it.
You know, anyone can respond to anything. It may not seem like it. I mean, Monkeyfly Shadow has been very fantastic on the plays on the heroes they've been picking. Again, Monkeyfly on the Pharmacy, along with his Widow partner, playing that Widowmaker.
I mean, they've been very strong, but you know what? Phoenix Rising can come back from this here. We could probably see the Hanzo come in from Cell, but that's not going to begin just yet. It looks like he's going to go on that May. But we do see on the side of Void, they're not going to go with the Pharmacy or the Widowmaker. They're going to go with the Ashe Junkrat. So, I mean, kind of similarity heroes that they're playing. The only difference is you get a somewhat of a sniper, half sniper coming in from Ashe, and then Monkey Fly just put in the pressure with the Junkrat with the traps, coming the hidden mines everywhere here. We'll see if that will be strong enough for Void to take this map. Phoenix Rising going to go in the standard Reinhardt Azaria composition. Sniv Cell going to go into Ashe Ashe May, and Chi-Chi Paprika with the Baptiste and Mora. We'll see again if Bush Eye's going to have a bit more valuable here. Looks like that's a beautiful wall coming from Cell, but Monkey Fly says, nope, you may have a good wall, but I'm going to take the first pick here. We do see, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, but Shane is in the backline. He's going to just takes out the Star-Lord in the Reinhardt matchup, and that's going to be a stronghold for Void. Phoenix Rising is going to have to step back and wait another moment.
I'm not sure of the Baptiste here for the side of Phoenix. They're running it probably because they feel they're getting burst down too quickly, the Immortality Field kind of being a temporary band-aid to that problem, but unfortunately they're still just getting burned down. They're breaking Immortality Field, and shots are coming through. Maywall early, once again, for the offense.
And Star-Lord wants to play aggressive. He wants to lead his team in battle, but he might do it too early-ish. Will it pay off? Not here. We do see a Junkrat tower coming from Monkey Fly. Will he get anything here? Does get rid of Chi-Chi, but both DPS on the side of Phoenix Rising actually getting the picture, and right now the picks might be coming into the favor of Phoenix Rising. Yes, it will. They are taking down more. They took on more than half of the team here. Looks like Cell trying to get takedown on his Cap, but doesn't get it happen. We see Monkey Fly last minute hold here, but not just yet. Even though Phoenix Rising has spawn advantage, they will still be able to hold here. Sniv double picks off of Monkey Fly and he gets the cat. That might be very important, but I mean, the only thing they're gonna do, it might give them some time, but Void has spawn advantage.
They do. Everyone's already respawned back out onto the point, and Monkey Fly over to the May now, probably just to slow down this offense that they're going to have to deal with. As we're seeing the offense rotate onto the right side of the map, go inside, it's still just going to come down to if Monkey Fly can get a huge stagger with the May wall.
Absolutely, we can see a combination coming in here very soon here. We see a beautiful shadow coming in from Shane, does take down Star-Lord. Battle is going to be going into the hall of the point here. Both picks coming in for both Phoenix Rising and Void here. Kobayashi does take down Shane, says you had enough right there, you can sit down. We do see Dire Raven with a Graviton. We might see him using it, but not yet. He gets taken down by Chi-Chi. This might be a chance for Phoenix Rising to do it. Bob could do something here. He might. He's in the good position to do something. He actually is getting distracted for the side of Phoenix Rising. Does take down Swift here. We do see, actually, here we go. Phoenix Rising actually still doing things here. Bob doing something for the side of Phoenix Rising. Will Bob do something for the side of Void here? And I don't think it's going to happen here just yet. We do see a grab coming from Dire Raven here. No value. I mean, he might got a couple of heroes there, but no support coming from the other side here. Kobayashi wants to follow that up with his side here. Paprika, she's spicy as hell. Getting 2 picks off of the, for the side of Phoenix Rising here. Phoenix Rising still holding it very strong, but we do see Shane going off of that ball here. Really, Charlotte trying to get a charge pick, but not just yet. Sniv winning that Ashe versus Ashe battle here. We are still, this Void is still holding an engagement here. We do see Monkey Fly on that Doomfist here. We've seen too many heroes. We'll see if the Doomfist is going to hold the point here. Maybe that might happen. Monkey Fly gets a pick off of Sniv here. He's punching her out of the sky here. Star-Lord still swinging around like a madman, but Void is still holding it strong here. They have no shield tank, but they're still holding it here. It doesn't matter if this is a lost fight or win fight. You know what? Void is holding it strong with the time in their favor. Kobayashi takes on half of the team here with, of course, Star-Lord following right behind. And we're still seeing a point being taken, trying to hold from Void. Will that still be going around yet? I don't know yet, ladies and gentlemen here. But Star-Lord is still holding it strong here. Shadow Shade actually's got the minefield. Actually, in time after the swap here. Will they get any value right there? But we do see Dire Raven on that grab. Gets a good amount of players right there, but just no value. But we're still seeing a so strong hold coming from Void. They have yet to take given Phoenix Rising the point. What is going on here? Phoenix Rising, are you going to take this point or not? We don't know if that's going to happen. Star-Lord takes off the Heating and Dire Raven. We do see Stella off for that Blizzard here. Still holding strong for the side of Void. Monkey Fly can pick off again for Sniv here. Sal says, get down, Monkey Fly, you're still out of here. This is still going on, ladies and gentlemen. I kid you not, I have yet to take a breath here. Shane still on that Hammond. He's actually distracting better than actually Monkey Fly on the Doofus here. And again, Phoenix Rising still trying to find a way to get something to get some percentage here. They have yet to take anything past Flicker, still being spicy to take down the and spray for the core lessons and sell. And here we go. Phoenix Rising getting the picks they need to here. But Shane still on the hammer, has yet to take them here. And Kobayashi had enough. Gets rid of Shadow here, but we do see a Blizzard coming in from Shadow. Gets to some of the team players here, but no fire coming over here just yet. As Shadow does take down Shadow. We see Bob could do something here just again for the side of Phoenix Rising. And could we see this happen here? Kid Boy give up the point right here? They're not going to do it. They are going in. Their guns are still loaded. They're not done yet. Monkey Fly wants to try to beat your strike. And Shane, what are you doing? You have yet given the point to Phoenix Rising. This is absolutely crazy, ladies and gentlemen. And Monkey Fly gets to pick off the Starboard. Oh my gosh, Kid Boy, hold this up. I could see a whole point. And that might happen. Monkey Fly with another Doofus meteor strike coming in. He gets off Kobayashi and break early. And they absolutely do. Oh my god, with over 4 minutes going around. Void hold it off with only 74%. Oh my god, what is this?
That fight started at around 4. No, I think it was actually 5 minutes on the clock. And that was just time being burnt left, right, and center. Ultimates going in. Now they're on this stall comp with only a minute left. It's absolutely pandemonium here.
Absolutely. Here comes another engagement coming up from Phoenix Rising. 1 minute left. Can Phoenix Rising find their way out of here? They have a good Blizzard coming in from Cell here. And there we go. Here comes the Pigs coming in for the side of Phoenix Rising. Shane still distracted by Hammond. They cannot stop this guy. Can't stop, won't stop for the side of Shane. He's just rolling around, coming in like a wrecking ball. And I don't mean Miley Cyrus, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about him at wrecking ball. He is really rolling around, going nuts. Here comes the shadow coming from Star-Lord. Let's get the pick off here. But Monkey Fly is still holding strong, gets frozen, and Kobayashi says, get out of here. You have had enough. Guy Raven's still holding up on the left side of the point here and just holding it on. They have yet to get this Diva out of the point here. 30 seconds left coming in for the side of Phoenix Rising. They need to get some here. We see a Diva bomb, get a Raven. Nothing right there. Just wants to get back on the mech. Doesn't get back. Chi-Chi says, nope, you're not getting back here just yet. Here comes, finally gets rid of Shane here. Bob could be doing something for Phoenix Rising, and that will do it. Phoenix Rising, after so much going in, they only have 1 minute to Void's 5 minutes and a half minutes on the clock. What the hell?
I mean, if you're Phoenix Rising, you're kicking yourself for that. It was an absolute winnable fight, and unfortunately, just the stall. There was never enough focus onto the targets, and it just kept going and going. And now you're still in a position where you can technically win, but you're up against the wall. You have a minute to 5:36. If you're not capping point A, there's just no realm where Phoenix is coming back from this. You need point A here because 5 minutes is just too hefty to try to hold this first point.
And I apologize if I kind of had a small little swear, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize, but you know what? This is a match I love seeing. You know what? Phoenix Rising had the chance to get that, but Void holding it strong. Monkey Fly, he went from whatever hero he went. First, you see him on the Pharah. Now you see him on the Junkrat. Now the Doofus isn't going around. But Shane, you know what? You see him as a really good Reinhardt player, but here he comes stalling on the Hammond. Gets almost 3 minefields to hold it. That is beautiful to see that coming from a player. I mean, that's something I love seeing. I mean, a lot of main tank players think they can't do a lot of this stuff. Here we see Shane on the Hammond, and he's going to go back on that Ryan here. He's not going to go Hammond just yet. And right now, Phoenix Rising, 1 minute. They're going to be going with that Bastion Symmetric competition. They've got 2 fights going in. Hopefully, they want to get them value off of it. But we'll see how many fights. We'll see if they can get any damage coming in here. 1 minute, and here we go. Phoenix Rising going on the left side, their left side of the point here. They're going to be holding up in just a moment. We see We're going to the high ground. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's a sneaky fight coming in from Phoenix Rising. They're right behind them. Oh, Star-Lord gets stopped here, but it gets waking up just immediately. One of the stay will take just a bit longer. That will not be the case here. Here comes Cell. Will he get any picks here? They are distracting them here. 30 seconds left coming for Phoenix Rising. They have to get something here, but Raven gets rid of. Gets rid of Star-Lord, and here Scat throws a grenade and Cell and says, "Get out of here!" Monkey Fly double picks off of Chi-Chi and Sniff, and by the look of it, Void will hold this point here, and there will not be another fight for Phoenix Rising. They don't have enough heroes. They're not making any swaps to make it in time.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. The Bastion the closest, and unfortunately, there's only so fast a little Omnic can run. So that's going to be the end of it here. In order to try to stay alive in this series, it is going to have to be a 5 minute and 36 second point A hold from Phoenix Rising, and I would doubt any team in that situation.
Now, in most cases here, now I will say this, it is legitimately possible to hold this. It is very, very possible. I have been in this situation myself. You've probably been in a situation yourself, Trippy and Mega last year, that with a lot of time, you'd be thinking like, this could be game over. There is still hope for Phoenix Rising here. Now, of course, in this case scenario, even if they do hold here, it will be a tie. I don't know if it's going to be if we're going to go to another map with this despite the tiebreaker, but in this case scenario, Void is up 2-1 here. We will see if they actually will get this map here. They have plenty of time. They have plenty to work with. If they see a pick off their side, they can just stop, reset, and do it again.
Definitely, and they can literally just retry over and over, get their ults as many times as they'd like. But at the same time, you know, maybe if they go into this overconfident, make mistakes, it could give an ult economy to Phoenix and they can snowball it from there. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but this is going to go down in the history books if Phoenix manages to hold.
Absolutely. And right now, we were talking about earlier with Echo coming to play. This might be the time that Void is going to be pulling it off. Monkey Fly going back with that pharmacy competition with Inswept on the Mercy. But Shadow going on the Echo. We'll see if this competition on the side of Void will give him the point here. Again, 5.5 minutes. They have plenty to work with. So they can, whatever they have to deal with, they can work around. They have plenty of time. If they have to go with 6 ultimates in a team fight, they will do that here. But that may not happen here just yet. Cell does take off Cell here, and I think Void is holding here, not making engagement, but actually one side for each DPS. One DPS. Oh, Monkey Fly denying the res off of that. I was going to say it was going to be a 5-on-5, but this might be a chance for Void to actually go in, but I don't think that's going to happen just yet. Looks like the Reinhardt versus Reinhardt battle is going to go in and play. Nothing going just yet. Sniv does take the pick off of Mercy. That is a very important hero to get picked off. I would see right here, Void just waiting here. I would say right here, Void should wait off just a moment. You lost your part of your DPS, and you need to reset, get some time. You got plenty to work with.
Definitely sitting pretty definitely in terms of the time bank, but interestingly enough, Sniv on the Reaper managed to take down a Pharmacy that last fight. Absolutely kind of wild, as they're going to be attacking main now.
Oh, we do see a shadow coming in for Star-Lord. I think it's 1 or 2, I believe, but I didn't check here. But we did see Dire Raven and Sniv go get picked down. It is still a 5-on-5 matchup here, but Paprika being spicy takes down the support line on the side of Void here. And right there, you can still hold off Phoenix Rising, holding it strong here. Void, still plenty of time to work with. They're going to reset here.
Definitely, but once again, ultimates being expended for the defense. Meanwhile, the offense, all they threw into that fight was a nano. So coming back, they're going to have Shattered Graviton. They're going to have this Barrage as well, and Valkyrie, just to keep everybody sustained and alive through it. All you're looking at in defense is the Bob, which is initiating.
Actually, Bob coming to play, he gets stuffed here. I want to see if Dire Raven and Monkey Fly comes in with a combination, but that may not happen here just yet. Cell gets a dynamite kill off of Inswift here, but it looks like Void wants to take the high ground here, and that is not going to happen just yet. The combo from Dire Raven and Monkey Fly, I believe it might happen, but it won't happen here just yet. They got plenty of time to try to set that up here. In with Shadow as an Echo, close to the ultimate. Maybe we can see a double barrage coming in from the side of Void. But actually, there's a huge important change. Monkey Fly goes off of the Pharah and goes to Mei. That could be very crucial.
It could indeed, especially because they gave up the barrage for it. The Graviton might just have to be followed up by pure damage or Shadow copying somebody. But now there's a Blossom in play, the Graviton on the other side, and the
Oh, Star-Lord gets the pick off it Inswift. That is a very important thing. We do see Echo, we see double Ryan from the side of Void. Oh no! Will he get value off of that? And he will not. Shadow wanted to get a double Ryan Shadow coming from the side of Void, but will not happen. Sniv golden off of that Death Blossom here, and Cell, I mean, right now, Phoenix Rising is still holding. Void has 2.5 minutes to go. They have, despite how much time they have to work with, I mean, there's some switches coming from both sides, from the side of Void. I don't know if that's going to be, what, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's 3 minutes have already been burnt off this clock. That was your ult bank. You were planning on the Echo ult, the Graviton, the Shatter, and none of it came to fruition. The defense was staunch and ready for it. And now the defense is building up their ult once again. You're going to have to use eco pushes. You're going to have to force ult out from the side of Phoenix because there's only 2 minutes on this clock now, and this time bank is draining.
I do see a, I apologize, but I do see Shadow What's gonna happen here? Oh, Cell says you're gonna try to flank on the point. I don't think that's gonna happen. Cell sends in Bob, wants to do something here, but he might get a little bit something. Maybe just push the side of Void back off. Doesn't want to deal with Bob. Wants to do something, but we do see Cell trying to get behind them. Flank Dynamites. I love seeing this happen here. Hopefully he doesn't get picked off here. If he gets picked off, that could be very important for the side of Void here. We have yet to see that happen here. Looks like Shadow saw it, but just didn't get it here. Kabiyashi does take down Helix Cat here. That is one half of the support line for Void. I don't know if that's going to get anything for them here. They might have to hold off just a bit. And actually, I don't know yet. Right now, Chi-Chi doesn't pick off of Shane here. And it looks like the pick's going into the side of Phoenix Rising with almost a minute left. We might see this happen. And we do see a quick pause here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. A pause gets called, but Swift just absolutely beefed a beat there. Tried to use it in a fight where they were down and got killed before I could even get off. Only a minute left on the clock, and the defense still has so many ultimates to work with. Graviton, Shatter, coming up on the Death Blossom, the beat. I mean, this all, like, we were all doubting Phoenix in terms of the staunch hold, but at this point, it's beyond likely. They're just cycling their ult so well. They're playing it perfectly here.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, I would have no doubts myself. You know what? Anything could happen here in the Overwatch Calgary Club scrims. But you know what? Looks like they are putting in a good hold. Now, can I confirm to our admins that if Phoenix Rising makes a full hold with a hold of 5.5 minutes, can we give them the win? I kid you not. Usually that's one of the hardest things a lot of teams out there have a hard time doing. And so far, Phoenix Rising is doing it. But Void has at least a team and at least one or two team fights ready to go. They have the Monkey Flies. I'm sorry, what is it? Blizzard, but Phoenix Rising has a Shatter, has the defensive ultimate with Chi-Chi Sound Barrier here, a Death Blossom coming in play, coming in for Sniv, and Grav from Kabiyashi. But the problem is that he's in spawn, so he's got to get back here quickly. And if Void can pay attention to that, they can go in with a 5-on-6. But I don't think that might happen. Kabiyashi might come back in time to help his partner Crime Star Lord.
Yes, indeed. And now it's just, I mean, the backs are against the wall for the offense. All of a sudden, Void had all this time, and they've wasted what would be longer than a normal offense already here on this map.
Pretty much. I mean, right now, 1 minute left going for counting. Void has just so close. They just got to get this point. Here, we do see a beautiful Stratter coming from Star-Lord. Gets double picks, takes out the support line of Void. Touch! Oh, they are so close from giving that point up. That would have been so deadly. A Shadow takes double pick off of Star-Lord and Chi-Chi. Shadow double picks here, and Snails had enough here. And right now, Dire Raven on the point alone. Void almost had that point. If Phoenix Rising didn't see that, that would have been it. But less than almost 50 seconds. Monkey Fly Shadow makes a switch here. One fight left. Will they get it?
You're going to be okay.
I don't know. It's going to be close. They're going to have to send someone in just to touch. There's a Graviton and a Blossom waiting for him, though. It's just going to be brutal. This could be a massacre.
Oh, that's a good barrage. Oh, my. Oh, that's a good Death Blossom from Sniv. Gets 3 off of that here. And, oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, with 5.5 minutes on Void's side, Phoenix Rising holds that point. My goodness.
The draw comes through. Absolutely ridiculous. All the props in the world to Phoenix Rising. They did what nobody thought possible. I think we all definitely thought this map was over and said and done, but they truly knocked it out of the park on that second defense. Played it perfectly, cycled their ults, and now we're here.
That was crazy. Now, can I confirm the Trippy, who is our producer? Can I confirm this is a concluded map, or are we going to another map to decide the tiebreaker? I would probably think so too. I wanted to confirm that with you just to be sure, but as of right now, I think it would only matter if the score was the same here. But in this case now, Void actually takes the does take actually the 2-1. I don't know if it's a win yet here, but I would believe
2-1 should be a win.
Okay. All right. Then I can confirm, ladies and gentlemen, Void does take the win, but
A beautiful hold coming from Phoenix Rising. Again, 5.5 minutes on their they have to hold that long, and they were able to do it. Void was so close trying to get the 3-1, and again, that will not happen. So Void will take the win, and that was a match. That was one of the best matches I've done. That was the best commentating I've ever done. I thought I was gonna stutter out here for just a moment, but I was able to get it done.
Yes,
I mean,
the 4-minute fight, you have full props and credit for. I wanted to try to jump in, but unfortunately, you were just rolling with it, and I wanted to let you have your momentum.
I wanted to get you too, but there was no break. It was literally just the engagement from the side of Void was just strong. If you noticed that, but I believe right now I'm quickly making a discussion with the team here. But we will confirm, ladies and gentlemen, that Void does win here. The map pool is in their favor here. We will not go to a 5th map of Nepal. We will be this game has been concluded, but both sides of the games here, both sides of the teams, very beautiful.
Definitely, and I mean, because the match is over, you're looking towards the player of the match. But I mean, at the same time, Void, sure, they technically won, but after getting held like that, do you really want to say you won?
You know what?
I think all of the feeling of win was taken from you.
You know, honestly, like I said earlier, I wanted to confirm our admins if Phoenix Rising hold this point on a 5-minute plus map hold, give them the win. But you know what? That's not the case here. That's not how we would run it here. But you know, honestly, if that was the case, I wish it was. I honestly wish that Phoenix Rising actually had some percentage on the point. If they did, that would have given them we would have gone to map 5, but they did not get there just in time. Even though they hadn't worked with 1 minute on the clock, you know what? They were still going. Honestly, I want to say I don't care what the record says. I don't care what the stream says. I don't care what chat says. I think Phoenix Rising wins that map. Just how well they played against just how close, just how much is behind them. It was beautiful. But with that being said, here we're gonna go with our player of the match here. Honestly, I got my player of the match, but I want to hear from you, Mega Last. Who do you got for your player of the match?
So we highlighted a lot of players throughout the match, and I'm actually going to be giving some love to a player that we really didn't talk about all that much, but truly had an impact, and that's going to be Helix to Cat on the side of Void. You didn't ever really notice it because we didn't highlight it unless you were looking at health bars, but anytime the Ana was in play, antis were coming through left, right, and center. There were a lot of times that Phoenix Rising lost fights simply because the anti-nade was upon them, and it's because Helix was able to kind of weave through the Ryan shield, the Zarya bubbles, know when to get it in there before cooldowns could come offline, and help initiate picks for the team. Truly just a phenomenal support player, keeping the team alive as well as initiating like that for many, many fights, and truly a phenomenal player.
Absolutely. I think I'm going to give him I have almost a couple players in mind. I saw Shane for the side of Void was able, not only as a very effective Reinhardt, but when Phoenix Rising was coming in with with those attacks, he switched on that Hammond. Very beautiful hold coming in. He had almost 3 minefields in that particular fight here. But I'm going to give my player of the match. It's going to go to Monkeyfly. Is it Monkeyfly? I said I apologize. Yeah, Monkeyfly. He went absolutely, bananas. I mean, first you see him on the Pharah, then you see him on the Junkrat, and then you see him on the Doomfist. Like, you know what? With my the Shade's going to hold it here. I'm going to do the same thing with Doomfist. I mean, the guy played almost 5 heroes that match. At least 5 heroes. I'm not going to say he did, but 4 to 5 heroes that particular night. He basically he made all the plays alongside with Shadow. Both those players made the plays here. They made the damage here, but I can't kid you not. I mean, I've seen monkeys go crazy, but this is one crazy monkey tonight. 4 to 5 players switching heroes of the matches here, and I'm going to give my love to him. But
definitely,
that's just nuts. But but that's gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was intense, seriously. First off, Make It Last, thank you for tuning in. Does my color commentator Trippy? Thank you for our producer. He big shout out to him, guys. He's the one who's able to host this match, able to make sure that we are seeing the action going on here. But that is gonna do it, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy the OC tonight's match. Remember, keep that click that follow button. Make sure you keep yourself notified when we go live here. But for now, I'm Cybercat.
And I've been Megalas.
And we'll see you all next time.